Hello everybody, I am back today and I'm doing another recap where I got 93% accuracy with 4 inaccuracies. So yeah, that was cool, and it was also, as you can see here, it was against the 2004 Ready Player in Rapid. Apparently now he's 2055, which is cool. But anyways, so yeah. Mm, right. So, yeah, let's just get straight to the game. So, I played e4, they played c5, I played knight f3, they played knight e6, I played d4, this is the Sicilian defense, e4, c5. And this knight f3 is the open variation of the Sicilian. So, yeah, and after takes. No, wait, no. Sorry, he didn't take. After takes, he played g6. Here I played bishop e3, which I like to do to defend my knight. And here he played best move knight f6, but he played bishop g7, which is an inaccuracy according to the computer, but I mean, it looks like such a normal move. But now you can see here the best move is c4. And when I saw this, from my own perspective, it looked like in the Sicilian, I think they usually want to go d5, so c4 stops d5 more. But I played bishop to c4, which is also an inaccuracy for not going c4. After knight f6, I played knight c3, defending the pawn. He castled, I castled, and... Okay, wait, I didn't castle, sorry. He castled, I played h4. I wanted to go on an attack, technically. And I completely missed this. Why does this work? Well, after knight takes, there's just a fork, which I completely forgot about. But he played queen a5. He played queen to a5. And here I played queen d2. Again, getting out of the pin, because of course he was threatening this. And I forgot castling is a move in chess. But here he blundered by playing this move. Now, white to move, can you find the move that I played? Or at least the best move? Some suggestions by computer. Those were some suggestions. So yeah. The move I played is bishop b3. And the reason is the bishop's under attack. Now, again, note here is a bad move. Because after they take, you lost 2 pieces for a rook. Which is not exactly the best thing in the world at a higher level. So, yeah. I played bishop b3. First of all, I thought this as well. It took me, I don't know, like how much time did I spend on this? 5 minutes. Took me like probably around 4 minutes to realize the bishop was hanging. But then yeah, I moved it back. And here my opponent played knight g4, which is also an inaccuracy on top of the blunder. And you already know the winning move here for white, right? I just showed it. I just showed why it doesn't work. Now it does work because this problem was solved. So, yeah, can you find it? Well, I already showed you. You can pause the video to find it out, though. Of course, you can even go back, but the move's knight e6. Remember, before he could take the bishop, but now that he can't. So, since he can't, now we're attacking the rook and the queen. No, he can't take with the pawns because I take his queen. He moves his queen, I take the rook. He's not going to move it here, but still. Wherever, let's say here, yeah. He moved queen a5. I took, he took, and apparently this is an inaccuracy. And I don't know why, but I thought it's the best way to get the rook out. Because castling, I mean, look at how many pieces I'm going to need to get out of the way to get the rook in the game. So I thought rook h3 is good. And then he took the bishop, which is, I didn't think this was a good move, but yeah, he played it anyways. I took with the rook. He played d6, and I played queen d5. I wanted a queen trade and to get my knight on a really good spot. And he played this move. This is a bad move because after takes, he just has a doubled pawn. Also, I am up in exchange as well. The rook for rook, knight for knight, rook for bishop. So yeah. Anyways, here I went knight to b5, threatening knight c7, forking the rook and the pawn. Here you went rook c8, and I responded with c3. It blocks the attack on this because no knight b5 opened up the bishop. So yeah. Um, yeah. Anyways, here I went c3, saving the c pawn and saving the b pawn. Here we went a6. Now I knew he can push my knight away. Although after I saw this, I wasn't that concerned. And he did play this line. I calculated all of the. I calculated takes. After Jesus. After. Before knight b5, I calculated rook c8, c3, a6, knight d4, takes, rook c2, rook e2. And rook e2 is what I played in the game. So, let me just drink some water. So, yeah. And now I x-ray defend the pawn. And he traded rooks because, I don't know, he thought maybe he's going to get activity. Here it was clean conversion, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was clean conversion. But none of us made, like, huge mistakes. Both of us didn't make huge mistakes. So I played b3 because I wanted to somehow trap the knight with d5. If I go d5, he can trade and go knight c4. That's what I was thinking. But I did calculate after king d7, d5 just doesn't work. Because he's eventually going to go e6 after that. So yeah, I just went h5. And I sacrificed my pawn. Now, I could have brought the rook over and then sacked the pawn, but I didn't want to waste too much time. Although, I mean, if you look at the endgame, I'm not wasting any time if I bring the rook over. The endgames are literally really long. But yeah, anyways, here he took, which was a bad move. But apparently, rook h1 is not best according to computer. Don't know what is best. d5 is best, trapping the knight. Well, I mean, it gets the isolated pawn and the target, so I didn't do it. But anyways, I played rook h1. Here we played knight to c6. I played king e3 because the knights are so tricky. Because if you go here, there's check and he wins this pawn. But not only that, after king e3, knight b4, he's threatening this pawn, right? But if I push once, he checks and wins the pawn. So knights are super tricky. But here I sacrifice the pawn. And yeah, you can see here what move I played. I played rook takes h5. And was that best? No. It was the third best. But it still only lowers my advantage by like 3 or, I don't know, 1 to 3 points. So, not 1 to 3 points, but 0.3 to 0.1. Anyways, here he took. I took, and now you see the reason. I just have this past G pawn, which is very hard to stop. And he actually did not play the correct moves. And when he started bringing his king, it was the wrong time. He should have started bringing his king from the start. And still, even if I play random moves, I still take the e pawn. So yeah, but after g6, what I also calculated in this position is that after g6, he's gonna go king f8, and he did. Then I have check. If he goes here, I take the pawn. If he goes back, white to move and win the game in 3 moves, or promote in 3 moves, pretty much. Okay, well, there are 2 correct answers. If you want to do it really quick, well, actually, there's 1 correct answer. There's only one. Okay. Well, the one that I calculated that makes it the shortest is rook f3. You don't want to allow the king to come back to f8. And remember, this hangs your rook. You just hang a rook. Um, but then why not rook f4? Well, rook f4, e5 actually attacks your rook. So let's say takes. You go rook f5. It's still winning, but it's not as quick as before. So I played rook f3, and they played e5. I played g7. They took at the pawn, and yeah, here I played king e2, and here my opponent resigned the game on move 36, because there is no way to stop promotion. Now king d3 works as well, but I just played king e2 because I thought there was less checks available. So yeah, just check here, check. You can actually throw the pawn. Wow. Okay, check here, and yeah, there's a lot more checks than I want. But like eventually they're gonna run out of checks. So yeah, there's probably better moves for black there and better moves for white, but eventually they will run out of checks if you go king d3, but king e2 just leaves them with only 1 check, which is this. But here I take. Oh, sorry, I don't take. I take with this. Like, actually, even taking with the rook, they can throw the game with knight c1. How does this throw the game? Like, it's a fork, but actually, let's say king d2 or king d1. They take, you promote with check. So actually, the best move for black here, I think, is just king f7. Although actually the knight's hanging anyway, so I don't know. But yeah. And this is the accuracy thing. I had 4 inaccuracies with 93%, and he had 86% with 1 blunder and 6 inaccuracies. So he played pretty good. But yeah, the 1 blunder, I think was queen c5. Like what? How would he? Like, how do you have the braveness to do this? Just put his queen straight in front. Yeah, sometimes people see a tactic and they were like, "Oh, it's a tactic," and they play it, although they don't actually check if the tactic is winning or losing. They're like, "Oh, I see a tactic, let's do it," but they don't check if it's a good tactic and how do they stop it and does it actually work. They don't check that and they lose. I actually just played a game like that where my opponent. Let me show you the game. This game where my opponent actually thought they were super smart and they played this move. And I'm like, there's gotta be something wrong with that. So first I was thinking e5 in this position, but then queen e6 and there's actually nothing. And also, let's go to analysis. You cannot take because take, and you can. Okay, of course you can't put. You cannot take because it's mate. You can take because mate. And you, of course, you can't do this because the same thing. So, my opponent thought they were so smart. until this happened, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I'm done." And then again, they thought they were smart. They thought takes here. You cannot take because I mate. Well, what they forgot, but queen takes rook. So yeah, remember rook takes rook, take I mate. So yeah, take me. And then and then again they just blundered mate in one. Apparently, queen was defending the pawn, and they are not defending the pawn anymore. So I just made it. But it's a different game against 1775, 3 hours ago. But yeah, that's it. See you later. Bye. Bye bye.